how to master your self-care practice and have it where it works for you. Hey guys, Annie here. How to master your self-care practice and have it where it works for you, and not just a self-care practice that you hear outside of yourself that's like, do this and you'll feel XYZ, or do this to achieve this. I want you to go away from this video knowing and feeling what works for you in self-care practices, and then implementing that to get the best out of your life, the goals that you want to achieve, and be able to walk away like a ray of sunshine. So sit back tight, this is going to be a nice informative one, and I want you to note down how it makes you feel throughout this video. So if you haven't already, please don't forget to like, share and subscribe. This helps me grow my channel and reaches the people out there that need to hear this message. So the first point I would say about self-care practices is we have to identify how it feels in our body whilst practicing that self-care ritual. For instance, some people really love to have baths. Some people love to just be in that warmth, in that meditative state, but then some other people can only be in a bath for like 2 minutes. Another example would be journaling. Sometimes journaling really works for people. It works for them to write down how they feel, what they're experiencing, but for others, it feels too forced. And to be able to write down in a journal, okay, what do I need to do for today? Or what do I feel is the best thing I can achieve for today? That's another way of working around self-care practices that work for you. I'm going to name a few self-care practices, and I want you to identify how it feels in your body when I say it. Being in nature, grounding, listening to birds outside, taking a bath, breath work, meditation, spending time with loved ones, spending time with your pet, spending time with yourself, doing something creative, going out for dinner with yourself and a loved one, exploring playfulness, cooking something yummy for yourself and others, going to the cinema, getting a foot massage, getting acupuncture or a sports massage, working out, purchasing an item that makes you feel good and you're going to use often, being in stillness, journaling, reading a book, listening to a podcast, going to a sound healing bath, going to get your hair or your nails done. So these are just a few examples. You can go replay this, see how it feels in your body when I say this, and pick at least 4 or 5 things, it can be less, that really feel good to you. Now step number 2, with these 5 things you've noticed they feel good in your body when I say it, you are going to use these self-care practices and adopt them into habits. So as we know, it can take up to, on average, 66 days to incorporate a habit into a ritual. So this is where the challenging part comes in. You have to show up every day for yourself, or schedule in the times you know you're going to come to this and integrate this. And allowing yourself in these moments to just be in the moment and not think of things that you need to do later on. This is a scheduled time and space for you, for your own, to recharge your batteries, for your own health, for your own mental state, your own spiritual well-being. Step number 3, when we've achieved these 66 days, congratulations. This should be as simple as brushing your teeth now. This has become your ritual. With rituals, it often feels a little bit odd when we skip them. Like if you weren't to brush your teeth one day, you'd feel a bit odd. You'd carry on with your day, but you'd be a bit like, that doesn't feel quite right. Or, you know, it doesn't make you feel good. That's exactly what these self-care practices are aiming to help you be. You are getting the grounding work done first before you can then go out and do the work that you're doing in this world, before you can go out and care for others, before you can go out and do the things on your to-do list for the rest of the day. This is the groundwork you need before you can do anything else. Step number 4, don't get too attached to these self-care activities. These are just guidelines to help you get into that grounding space to then perform throughout your day. If you find past the 66 days you've integrated it, it's a ritual, it's a habit, and then you realize, actually I could take or leave this, I would recommend you come back to the first step. Feel how it feels in your body to do this. If it doesn't feel good at first, that's often a mental battle. We call it the amygdala in your brain. There's a neuroscience study that's just come out saying when we do things we don't like to do or want to do initially, for example a cold plunge, we're like, oh no, that is where your amygdala can increase. So it's a part of your brain that has the capacity to increase from doing things you don't want to do. I would encourage you still do this just from that study. Then when you go into it, do you feel good in the moment of doing it and after? And if the answer is still no, then explore what would it be like if I practice flexibility and let this go for now? How do I feel? Is this adding to my life still, or do I feel that I'm in a different place now where I can then embody a different self-care practice and embody that to the best of my ability? Those are the questions I always come back to, probably every few months. Okay, do I feel this is benefiting me, or do I feel this is taking my time? And I found that a lot with cold plunge. I would love to do it, and then as time went on, I noticed I had other parts of my health that I wanted to improve, and actually, yes, that's good, but I can take a cold shower instead. So these are the things that I would really recommend you do. Let me know how you get on. I'd love to hear how this went for you, and I will see you on the next video.